Hi, and welcome back to our podcast, Life Under the Moon. I am your host, Sammy B, and today, even though this episode is late, we are still celebrating the full moon in Scorpio, which energy is all about the topic of what I am about to tell you today. And I'm glad that this episode is late because the inspiration and body of everything that I'm about to tell you really came to me pretty much just now. So, sometimes things aren't always on time. When you don't think things are on time, they're actually perfect timing. So, perfection is imperfect. Imperfect is perfect. Perfection is... I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm trying to say that, when you think the timing is off, it's actually perfect. So let's just jump right into today's topic. So I am sharing a personal story that happened to me yesterday, so very recent. So, and the reason why I'm telling you this story is because I know that I would have loved to hear somebody tell me their story or hear how somebody got through their situation back in the day. I would have loved to hear someone talk to me about this stuff and to help me get through a situation. And I know all of you and all of us are going through situations, no matter what it is. We all go through it because we're human, and that's why we're here, to get through challenges. All of us do it, right? So, tiny bit of background. I'm going to make this story short. I am an architectural technologist and I draw up blueprints for residential buildings, commercial buildings, renovations. It's a great job. It's my dream job and I'm very passionate about it and I love it. So about a year ago, I had a client, and to make this story short, I'll just sum it up. The client was very pressury. They were rushing me to get the job done. They were very pushy. They didn't really care if the drawings were finished with good quality. They just wanted them done so that they could start building their home. Well, long story short, a year later, here we are, and I received a text yesterday from the client saying, "Hi, I just feel compelled to tell you that your drawings were terrible and caused a lot of construction errors when we were building the house." And my first thought, in the past, I would be so completely offended. Not only my day would have been ruined, my entire week would have been ruined if I heard something like that. But I know deep in my heart that I quadruple checked those drawings. I not only quadruple checked those drawings, an engineer stamped and sealed those drawings. So they checked them. And not only they checked them, but the RM checked them. And if anything was seriously wrong, it would have been caught. So in my experience, there's just, honestly, from a professional standpoint, there is a lot of shitty people out there that will just blame the easiest thing or the first thing that they see in front of them. And a lot of the times that's me, the designer, or simply me because I am me. And so anyways, I know that the drawings were good, and I also know that and I'm not just saying this to defend myself, but I met the contractor and he did not seem fit to construct a house of that size. It was like a no name, one man sort of thing, and just not something that you would want to do. So in my experience, a lot of the times the contractor or the people building the building, if they don't have the right knowledge and they don't know how to read blueprints or they mess it up, the first thing they're going to do is blame the designer, me. And this isn't the first time it's happened, and it probably won't be the last. But my point is, when this happened, I knew that the drawings were fine, they were good, because like I said, they were checked by many parties. And even though they were pressuring me and rushed, I know that I did a good job. So when I received that text, old me would have been completely thrown off my game. New spiritually built me knew, I just knew that it has nothing to do with me or my drawings. It has to do with the person who says, I feel compelled to tell you how shitty a job you did. Who says that? Like, I don't know. I guess like when you become higher on your spiritual journey, you realize that negativity does not go far and you just avoid it as much as you can. And this specific person, I feel, has a lot to work on. So the fact that she needed to go out of her way to say such negative words when really, like I explained to you, it could have very easily been the contractor not doing his job right. You know, it tells me that like some people are just very petty. So I actually took no offense to this text. However, it did spark something in me that thought, okay, I do know though that that project was rushed, and it reminded me of how much I disliked working on that job because I felt very pressured and rushed to get it done, and I gave in to it because the client wanted to start building their house yesterday. Now, yeah, you don't get good quality products when you rush. I'm sure all of you know that. If you are rushed to do your job, which most of us are, you just don't really get the greatest results. Sometimes you do, but not all the time. And it made me think of a client I have currently who is basically doing the same thing, just rushing me. I want this done. I want this. When is it done? I thought this would have been done already. And I've just been kind of like very mild about it, being like, I'm doing the best I can. This is a busy time of year. If you wanted these plans done yesterday, you should have gotten it to me a couple months ago, right? But when that text came to me, it kind of put everything in like full circle. It just kind of made me think like, I think what this is trying, like what the universe is showing me is that I need to tell my clients, listen, I've had eager clients in the past like you who want their house built fast. I get it. I too am still building my house and I want it done fast. However, when you rush things, it takes twice as long, because there have been projects in the past where they've been rushed and things have been missed, and then it goes to the RM, and then it has to come back, and then we have to change things, and then the engineer has to restamp them. Well, now he's 2 weeks out because he's got a busy schedule, and now something that could have been done in 2 days is now taking 2 weeks or even 2 months, right? And now now I feel like I have the words to explain to this current client, listen, I know you're eager, but this situation has not played out great in the past. If you're not happy with this timeline, I understand. You're free to do whatever you want. You can go somewhere else. You can choose to wait. But I'm telling you, like, the reason why your plans aren't done yet isn't because I don't like you. The reasons your plans aren't done yet is because I want this done right. And because of that text that would have ruined my day, I now have the words to tell my current client how I feel, how it is, and to hope to calm his hurrying, I don't know how to say that, hurrying, his rushed, that's a better word, his rushed soul, to just slow down. Because rushing isn't going to get you anywhere. It's actually going to make you step backwards a couple steps. And this society is so go, go, go. You guys know we always say go, go, go. Is that you have to slow, slow, slow to go, go, go. And I think if we just kind of do our part in slowing down, and then wherever we can step in and help others slow down too, I think that's the only way we're going to make a difference. Start with yourself and then work your way out. And that's exactly what I've been doing, and I feel like this lesson was really to show me that maybe that is part of my new soul growth journey, is to share that information with others, that I am in an industry where it will always be rushed. No matter how many people I try to help with that lesson, this construction industry will always be, it'll never be ahead. It'll always be go go go, like it'll always be rushed, right? But now I have the words, and just it's like embedded in my soul now. And it's so interesting to take a situation that would have bothered me, and really it's just taking the magic that it always has. And that's the thing about challenges. They've always had the magic. We just don't always see it. We just choose usually not to see the magic. But the challenges have always been the magic. Always. Just most of us, we just don't see it. But if we slow down enough, it all makes sense. It all works out. Everything will play out to exactly how we need it to. The challenges are always the inspiration and the magic. We just don't always see it that way. What a beautiful podcast. What a beautiful lesson. I hope that you can take something out of my experience and put it into yours. And it's been a very busy couple weeks. Actually, it's been a very busy life. But I don't remember if I said this already, but I did get a request to manifest for one of my closest friends. I don't know if we already did this, but we're gonna do it again. I think we were manifesting for their dream home, but they actually ended up getting their dream home. So good job, everyone. Like, I feel like this is kind of like a little example of why we do it. It's like we all manifest for the higher good of others, because we are all connected. So when someone else wins, we win, and when we win, everyone else wins. It's just a beautiful way to think about life, is like we're all connected, so like we need to just be happy for each other. And yeah, take a shitty text and thank them. Be like, wow, because of your pettiness, I was able to take a current difficult situation I have in my life right now and turn it into something that has made my life a lot easier. So thank you. And they'd be like, what? But it's like, no, for real. Like, I feel free. So if you have a wish, leave it in the comments so we can all manifest for your dreams to come true. Let's wish for my friends to have a very peaceful move-in, everything going exactly to plan. And with all of that being said, let's all go manifest our dreams with our life under the moon. I love you guys so much.